Welcome to the New Health Paradigm Call. In case you don't know who I am or who we are, if you've never been on a call before, I do see a couple names that might be new. I am Nikki with the MasterPeace team. You might hear me go by Terry Lynn. It's cool to have a few names, right? So, but most people on this team call me Nikki. And what we're going to do today is I'm going to give a presentation on our new product, brand new to the line. It's called MasterNutrition. I'm going to be doing a PowerPoint. So I'm going to share my screen. Just so you know, so this product has been in the works for a long time. It just took a lot of time to get it to the line. It's been under consideration by us for about a year and a half. So we knew the direction we wanted to go with this product. There was some snafus, as usually is the case with stuff, and it just needed to be a stepwise process to get this correct. It is now on our site. It is for sale as of a couple of weeks ago. All right, so Master Nutrition is a full spectrum cellular food. So it's going to feed your cells, and full spectrum meaning that it's not an isolate. It's not a product that's just a one mineral, especially not, and usually isolates are from synthetic sources. This is nothing of the sort. This is powered by phytoplankton, and phytoplankton has been said to be the grass of the sea. I came in when the company was just starting to form and sell. And so phytoplankton was rather new to me, and our most of our formula is some sort of sea plasma. Originally, it was called a marine plasma, and now we have an inland sea plasma. But with the marine plasma, I was very interested in what makes it. Why is it special? What is different about it, and especially in our formula, to make it so that it is just the cutting edge zeolite? And I've learned that phytoplankton make sea plasma, and two particular strains are very good for human consumption, because I was thinking to myself, well, if it's this plasma is really good for us to consume, why can't we eat the plants? Because the plasma part to get the liquid to you is pretty expensive. They got to come in glass bottles, yada yada. And if you want to get enough of it. So I realized, oh yeah, you can eat it. You can consume it. And it was a relatively new product on the market. And there was two strains that heads and shoulders were above the rest that were very good for human consumption. So those are the ones that I focused on. So what is phytoplankton? Phyto means plant, plankton means floating. These are microscopic marine plants that turn sunlight into nutrition, which we know is photosynthesis. And these particular, you can see a picture of a specimen on the right. They don't have any kind of fins. They can't move. They're not mobile, ambulatory themselves. They drift. So they feed on wherever they drift to, the ocean minerals and the sunlight. So that is their nutrition, is those two aspects. It is nature's oldest, most complete superfood and foundation of the food chain, because if you think about it, you might not know this, but algae was here first. Everything else came after algae. So the water was here first, the oceans. And it happens to be that these particular strains of algae, red algae was first, and these particular strains were second. So it's way, way back in the food chain, and that's important because the higher, lower you get up in the food, the lower you get down to the food chain, the more possibility for uh, toxins to be introduced. You're going through different organisms and their effects. And so if you get to the source of a certain nutritional compound, kind of like shilajit, if anyone heard of that, that's another example. That's a terrestrial mineral source. This is a uh, oceanic marine nutrition source. So it was the second food source on Earth that sustained ocean life. So Master Nutrition specifically is a premium marine phytoplankton blend containing trillions of the tiniest vegetables known, and and they're sourced from two powerhouse strains. They deliver full spectrum bioavailable nutrients, and they're designed for deep cellular nourishment and detoxification support. This is what we're all about. We want to be able to deliver nutrients to the cells. We also want to be able to get out what shouldn't be there at the cellular level. So that's what we're all about. That's why this product fit right into our line perfectly. That is exactly what it looks like. That is the powder. So it is very deep green like that, and it's very, very fine. Those are actually tiny, tiny microscopic plants you'll never be able to see with your naked eye. And when you put it in water like this, that's what you might have seen me drink green water on the calls sometimes because I happen to be drinking that, and that's what it looks like. It will settle to the bottom a bit, so you gotta either drink it right away or just stir the glass up. So why phytoplankton? Because even organic food lacks full spectrum micronutrients. You can go to the best possible regenerative farms, and you should, and those are great. We want to support those farms and ways of eating. But I was trying to rely on that, and I was doing the best I could to get the best possible nutrition, and I didn't want to juice. And then I thought, well, what am I juicing anyway? Is this the best ever? And so I realized that no matter what you grow on the earth, in the soil, it's going to be contaminated in some way, shape, or form. That is what brought me to this particular product. It contains a broad spectrum of naturally occurring nutrients, including minerals, essential amino acids, fatty acids, chlorophyll, and antioxidants. We're just talking in general now. This is not talking about the two strains specifically. This is just in general about phytoplankton. It does promote ongoing antioxidant activity. There's a difference in antioxidants of ones that will continue to work in your body and ones that don't. Ones that I'm speaking of are, I believe, called primary antioxidants. And it's the free radicals that we've all heard that name of that need to be neutralized. That is what has been said to be the cause of aging. And that is really just the damage. The damage in your body is exceeding the repair mechanisms, the repair that can happen. It's, if anyone knows these words, it's you want a good balance between being anabolic and catabolic. Catabolic is going to break things down, which is good when you're going to the gym. And then you want to be anabolic and you want to heal things. You want to increase muscle mass if it's in the case of going to the gym and working out. It's going to build you up. It's going to heal. It's going to repair. You got to get free radicals under control. They're normal, they're natural, they're part of life. Our body naturally makes them just in breathing and natural processes. But we have a whole ton of free radicals right now that was not intended to be in our environment. Phytoplankton is also slightly alkaline, and so it does donate electrons. This is what makes it a living, you might say, nutrient, living food. You want to veer towards as many electron donors as you can. Once you cook something, it's not going to be able to do that. Now, your body has processes that are able to reach a homeostatic balance with lifestyles when you're eating a cooked diet and if you're a omnivore and that kind of thing. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying saying that you need a good amount of these electron donors. So this is going to be absorbed at the cellular level, just like MasterPeace. We say hold it in your mouth for a little bit. That's because we really want it to just go in through your mucous membranes in your mouth. And size does matter. I'm sorry, it does matter. And so these particular organisms are microscopic. It's going to bypass any kind of digestion issues. That is very important for any of us, which is maybe half of us, if not maybe a little bit of the majority, that have some kind of digestive issues where we're not able to glean the most from our food that we can. And really, it's not even in the food. You might want to know how they do this. This is the most anti-GMO superfood there is. They're grown in pristine photobioreactors. This is exactly what they look like. And so it's free from any kind of contamination. Anything that's grown in soil has contamination, unless it's coming from deep inside the earth, like primary water. And water is made under the earth, by the way. There's no such thing as a water shortage. And that is quite possibly the only thing that your body is going to ingest that is going to be as clean as possible if it's coming up in a clean way. And this is probably the second thing. So there is no genetic modification in these strains. It's a pure ancestral source of broad nutrition. It's a plant. It has been tested for heavy metals. Every batch is tested for heavy metals, and it's sustainable. Here's why. It's sustainable because they had the original blooms taken from the ocean, and they bloom those very quickly in these photobioreactors. The water that comes in is ocean water, but they autoclave it, is my understanding. They clean it so that there's not any contamination. They're able to reach the sunlight, they're able to get the natural minerals in the water, and then they filter it and they bring the now clean ocean water back to the ocean. So it's a very sustainable process. There is no waste, there is no harming anything, and also a little bit more phytoplankton get back into the ocean. Maybe they can't survive right there, but they do get back into the ocean because there's some overflow. Base strain. So let's talk about what it is. So most of the formula is based on, well, is this. You pronounce it Nanochloropsis gaditana. It's a living nutrient-dense microalgae green food. It has omega-3 fatty acids. It's not a lot of omega-3s. You don't need a lot, actually, if it's bioavailable. It's one of the few plant sources that has direct bioavailable EPA. Now, you might say, well, I eat chia and I eat flax and those plant foods. Did you know your body has to convert that? And it's a very, very low rate of conversion. We're talking like 5%, 7% at the most, 3%. So it's not very high. You don't need a lot, but you need a bioavailable source of it. This particular strain has beta carotene. I don't know how to pronounce this one. I didn't look it up. Violaxanthin. I know zeaxanthin, and I don't know this one either. Canthaxanthin. Those are antioxidants, and it has a broad spectrum of minerals. If you look at our website on the page that we have for this particular product, you will see the breakdown of the minerals that are in this particular strain. It's chock full of chlorophyll and other pigments, amino acids, and a lot of micronutrients. So the second strain in this formula, you don't need a lot of it. It's very little. It's about 5% of the actual formula. It's called Tetraselmis chewi. It has been patented as Tetrasod. It's a strain grown using a patented process. I did not do this myself, but I know the people that have done it. We've gotten to know each other for the last 2-3 years. It naturally contains a foundational antioxidant, superoxide dismutase, or COD for short, glutathione, and catalase antioxidants. Now, the SOD is going to be the superstar in this particular one because it's engineered to have the highest known natural SOD antioxidant enzyme content at 740 IUs per serving. So that's 3,500 times more potent than vitamin C, the antioxidant in true vitamin C. They do this, you might say, well, how in the world wouldn't this be engineered? No, what they're doing is they're stressing the plant a bit with a little bit more carbon dioxide in those tubes, and that forces them to make more SOD. Just like your body, when your body's under stress, it's going to ramp up everything that it needs to ramp up. In this case, antioxidants, it will. And so the plants do that too. Plants are very intelligent. And so you get the benefit of that. It has proven to activate the body's antioxidant system, which is called the NFR2 pathway. It does have B12, methylated form of it, magnesium, a little bit of iodine and selenium, all 9 essential amino acids. We talked about the omega-3s, and that's important for inflammation. The most comprehensive ingredient in the healthy aging nutraceutical category. This is being extensively studied. It's got about $10 million worth of studies behind it so far, and Nanochloropsis gaditana is on its heels. If anyone knows what the ORAC is, this is the activity comparison. This has been used in certain ways to show the antioxidant capabilities. You can see how far tetrasod is compared to some natural sources, because you will get some of these food sources that have some SOD in them. So this is the oxygen radical absorbance capacity. This has been around for a long time. And so in case anyone is aware of what that is, you can see how high it is. So I mentioned the research and development on tetrasod itself. Numerous published peer-reviewed studies it has behind it. It does enhance mitochondrial resilience and cellular function. It's been proven. These are things that have been proven. Human trials confirm reduces oxidative stress and increased endurance. There's been most of the testing I found was on athletes, actually. And those are a great population to test because their baseline is already high and they're already conditioned. And you can get a pretty reliable baseline and then also a reliable testing data at the end of the trial, because things are pretty consistent with athletes. And they're very motivated to try stuff. Reduces cellular aging by neutralizing free radicals. This is just at least a known fact in today's times. Improved antioxidant markers in human studies, and it's proven to be anti-inflammatory. And it is a registered trademark. So why this product? Because it's full spectrum phytoplankton concentrated nutrition. So that means it's going to have the highest potency of SOD. You're going to be very hard pressed to find something that is a higher SOD. And once you start getting into how important superoxide dismutase is, you'll understand why this is likely studied so heavily and why it's so important. So they are tiny particle sizes, and anyone that's familiar with our products to any small degree understands that what we're looking at is size. There are no synthetics, there's no fillers, there's no preservative. It's only the freeze-dried plants. Daily microdosing floods the body with bioavailable marine nutrients, just like when you take MasterPeace and you get that sea plasma. Now, you only get a tiny bit, and the tiny bit is in there not for nutritional purposes necessarily overall. It's so the product works. So the body recognizes sea plasma, just like this product. It recognizes it and recognizes the sea plasma. So the payload is the zeolite. Sometimes I've heard it said the other way. The payload is the actual zeolite. What your body recognizes is the sea plasma. And so that's in there so that the zeolite can actually do what it's designed to do in nature. And then, of course, with the sea plasma, it makes the zeolite, or that I should say, that area that the zeolite is taking out the positively charged toxin, an instant healing, possibly, theoretically, in that area. It is gentle. I've been using this for 2.5 years. Playing with it for 2.5 years. I've probably been using this particular exact product for a year and a half. So you don't have to change anything. There's no lifestyle changes that are necessary. Does it have a taste? Yes. Let's see if it's on the next slide. Okay, we'll talk about it here. Who can benefit? Really everyone. Animals, they use this for horses, by the way, race horses. Whenever you want to know if something's good, you want to look at race horses because those people ain't playing. And those horses are very, very expensive to take care of, and they are not going to do anything to those horses that's going to harm them. So it's vital information, or nutrition rather, for everyone. But those that are on a plant-based or low nutrient diets, I would highly suggest you look into something like this. You can eat plants exclusively and survive on that, but today's plants are not plants that were around 1,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago. It's different. And the soil is, at least they say, is depleted. I believe it. So this is a way that you can get targeted nutrition if you're plant-based. Low nutrient meaning people that aren't eating a lot. Maybe you're ill. It's been a while since you've been able to really have a good, clean, robust diet because of health markers in any way. Children, I had a 3-year-old, a client, well, a mother of a 3-year-old that did a half dose of this formula. He had a lot of issues. He was only 3. And actually, this testimonial is on our website. Uh, he improved about 50% with just doing this. Athletes and biohackers for sure. Seniors, I mentioned that a little bit. So this is what I was kind of talking about. I'm pretty disciplined, and I want to spend my time on this plane in this existence the best way that I can. I'm not overly invested in this existence here, but I'll tell you what, if I'm going to be here, I'm going to do it good. And so I was schlepping for years, tried to grow stuff, can't grow stuff. I don't know why, but I just got tired of it. So this, I was like, I was ready, very close. There's a company that, forget the name, I would say it if I remembered. There was something came across my desk somehow. There's a company that grows regeneratively. They have regenerative farms over the United States, I believe it's only, and they grow produce and they freeze dry, just like marine. I'm sorry, MasterNutrition. And I was really close to doing that and just getting all kinds of different vegetables so I could just make a smoothie every day. And it was expensive. So, and it was just a lot of mixing and all that. So I found this just in the nick of time. And I said, let me give this a try. And that's how this all happened. So you just need an eighth of a teaspoon. I sometimes just put it on my tongue, put it in my mouth, take a drink of water, swig of whatever it is, and I'm fine. The taste is not wretched at all. I actually like it. I don't mind it. If you're sensitive to anything that's possibly a little seawater-ish, then you might not like it. My sister, she capsulizes her own. I give her the powder and she puts it in capsules. She's super sensitive. So but it's a little bit chewy. If you put it in your mouth without any water, you'll notice it's like a chewy. It's not like wheatgrass. It's not like grainy or any kind of foul taste. It just is slight. There is a 60-day supply in one jar. I'll show you the jar when I get back on the camera. And it's suitable for everyone, as I mentioned. So you can find it on our website. Fill your cells with the original life force of the planet is how I look at it. And it's priced competitively. So if you look at products that are similar to this, and actually there's a product that is almost exactly like this, if not exactly, that is a third more, a lot more. It's like $300. We were wanted to go well under that. So this particular product, actually, it's a long story on that. They I think they were a medical only distribution, and so it wasn't supposed to be in the public. But I think things are changing with that. But as far as the formulation goes, um, you're looking at MasterPeace as the first group that has put these two together in the way that we have put them together, in the ratios that we've put them together based on the studies of what shows for each particular strain. It's a lot. It's what you'll find if you're looking at the strains that are individual. I think there's definitely you're not going to get tetraside anywhere else. Nano Garitana can be grown in the ocean, and that product's been tested, and it's been tested to have heavy metals, which it would if it was just grown in the open ocean. So I'm going to open it up right now to questions. I don't see any right now,
Excuse
so
me, I'm
I'm
sorry.
going to give.
Um, my understanding from the presentation is that Master Nutrition can actually also benefit one from, in terms of the supplements that one might already be taking, and make those supplements actually work better. So, for instance, I'm taking a supplement that's high in zinc, but also contains a copper component. And I have a feeling that the reason that I am taking that supplement less at the moment is that I might actually have such an elevated level of copper in my system that it is my system is basically saying I don't want all the benefits of the zinc because I can't take any additional copper. However, because of the SOD aspect of Master Nutrition, um, that can in effect soak up the extra copper that is currently in my system over time, and thereby enable me to ultimately then take that other supplement with the zinc at a later point when my ratios have in effect rebalanced favorably and gotten rid of that extra copper. So, is it a correct understanding that for that one can say that Master Nutrition will help rebalance those ratios or inventories that are in one system so that one can then go back and take a supplement that one finds valuable and be able to combine the two and take them both with greater efficacy.
I would say yes. I am, as you know, you and I spoke about this before, but not in these calls, so I'm happy to add more to it. So I'm not a big proponent of for copper supplementation, as you know. But in line with what you're saying, well, okay, let me just before that. So we are seeing from our hair testing, copper is an issue for people, and it is coming out with MasterPeace. So in that particular case of that mineral for you, because you're on something that does have a relatively high element of copper, it has zinc. In case anyone knows the balance between zinc and copper, it's crucial. And however, we're seeing that for most people, no, I shouldn't say most people. I haven't done the numbers. A good amount of people, enough to where it got our notice that MasterPeace is removing it, but you're putting it back in. So now it's not necessarily a toxic form of copper that you're putting in, but your body only needs so much. So what you're asking me, and tell me if I'm wrong, is that can Master Nutrition, pretty much what you're saying is balance out or chelate the copper, um, excess copper. Well, MasterPeace will do that for one thing. Spirulinas, uh, any kind of green algae like that have been known, yes, can do some um, detoxification work, chelation. I don't know if it'd be adsorption, I think. But it's going to be very, very gentle. But that's why putting all these things in our arsenal, in the place that they need to be, at the amounts they need to be, more than just one thing, is super powerful. So I think your plan is a good one, and I think your intuition was on track. You didn't necessarily know why, but I think you and I figured out why you were taking such a low dose of this thing that you really wanted to take more of, because intellectually you were attracted to it. So I think that, I mean, I can't say for sure, especially, if you were ever in wanted to do hair testing, that would be a way to know for sure. But yes, so I would say
Well,
that's
I
a
would
good
have loved to
plan.
do. I'm sorry, I would have
Go
loved to
ahead.
do hair testing, but I was already ineligible by the time the test became
Yeah.
available. So
No, no, I know you can do it though. Anyone that wants to do hair testing can just do single hair tests. It's not going to be like a deal, like our study is a bit of a deal. You get the last hair test basically for free. But yeah, I know. But I'm just saying if you're ever really want to know your body chemistry of what HTMA
oh,
can
okay.
show, then
Mhm.
yeah, it'll show copper. It'll tell you. So yeah, did that answer?
Yeah. So it sounds like all I'm saying is that one thing that I think would be attractive for everybody to know is that whatever one is currently supplementing with, that increases their inventory of whatever nutrients, that if you simply add Master Nutrition to what you're already doing in terms of your existing supplements, that can in effect make your intake of the supplements that you're already taking even better, which is what I'm simply trying to
Or
say.
or overload or overload. So it depends what you're taking. So there's
Offset
not a
the overload because of in other words, because of its powerhouse SOD factor, it can help rebalance all of these ratios that are out of whack and thereby enable one to resume taking the supplement that may have, in effect, caused the misalignment to begin with, if that's what one
yes.
needs to do.
Yes. And heavy metals, including any kind of copper toxicity, just their presence in your body causes oxidation. And so you need more antioxidants the more you have the heavy metals, toxic metals in your body. So it's not like the idea of, well, let's just leave them alone. They're in pockets. They're in your low blood areas like ligaments and things like that. Let's just leave them there and not try to, muck things up by stirring things up. And that's not, unfortunately, the case where they're not causing damage. They're causing damage by way of oxidation. And so eventually, if you get your body in a really good spot, you're going to be a lot more balanced because and upon those things leaving, depending on what kind of avenue you're using, traditionally it caused a lot of upset in the body. That's what Herxheimer's are. We see very little of that. And if we
Mm.
do see it, it's not like usually, and of that subset of people, the tiniest little subset of that group is what used to be in 30-40% of the population that does detox. So we know that we're starting off with a really good base of getting out the stuff that shouldn't be there and putting the stuff in that should. This is a food, and here's what the jar looks like. This is a food. So I guess it's probably not, it's probably blurry. It's I wouldn't know if I don't know if I'd call it a supplement. I mean, I don't care if people call it, but it's just to me it's the my vegetables that my daily vegetable intake that has the actual nutrition that the vegetables that I'm eating almost daily are supposed to have. So a jar is not to get off track. In fact, I won't get off track. I'll make sure I don't. Did that help you, Richard?
Yes, no, I applaud the notion that we should be adopting a terminology of food and poison and leave out a word like supplement because that in effect opens the door to acknowledging that food can no longer serve fully as food anymore. So therefore we need our supplements, and you can see terminologically how the mind control quietly works so that now we all need both food and supplement. No, we just need food and we just need to get rid of the poison. And that's the terminology that the new health paradigm should adopt. So I applaud that. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Thank you for summing that up. Oh, is there another question? He said also. Okay, let me get to the first one. Could you explain what makes sea plasma? What is it? I wrongly assumed the sea plasma was just structured seawater. Do the plankton add anything to it? You've already answered half of my questions because I was trying to understand why Masterpiece seems to affect my body in a radically different way to other zeolites. Thanks for the amazing products. Sea plasma, if I want to say it in a funny way, it's plankton pee, you know?
Hey, Nikki, if I could
Oh,
jump in
sorry, that's marine plasma.
yeah, and you made this distinction earlier in the call, right? So the
Yeah.
marine plasma, which used to be in the old formula, if I just real quick, that is kind of like plankton pee. But the FDA stole that from us, said it's a new drug, which is insane. It's literally this old stuff that Ibiza formentera. Um, yeah, scary seawater. But that's marine plasma. And then, so after that moment, we went with highly recommended inland sea plasma, which is not plankton pee, but still picometer, which is like atomic scale mineral ions from nature, hydrated in the sun, processed by nature for long periods of time. So there's a lot of similarities, and essentially that like mineral colloid nature or smaller than colloid. Yep. Okay, thanks. That's it from me.
I think that word plasma was named that because it's very similar to your blood plasma, is these liquids. The sea has some great nutrition in it. That's where everything came from. So, okay, so the second question by this individual is also, is it true that most people don't get Herx reactions from Masterpiece? Everyone I know personally who's taking it does. Oh, you said ever, even at low doses. Just curious if you have a comment on that. I do. When we look at the studies that we're doing a questionnaire that is subjective as well as the objective data. I have I have calculated the percentage of people that at least we know of that have reported having any kind of initial, and usually always just initial reactions. And it comes out between 5 and 10%, so around 7%. Most of those are not something that would be so severe that they would go off the product, though we have had some people say that, but a lot of times that's before they are willing to work with me on how to normalize their body functions so that they can actually detox. So, yes, that's true. I don't know if anyone here, we have what, 43 people here. Um, how many people had a detox reaction when they first started it? I'm one of those 43, I think, or 42 now. I didn't. I don't think Matt Senna did. Why have two more people that are shaking their head no. So I'm not really sure the folks that you know. I do say you should start slow. Just just so you're introducing something new. I always start conservative with everything that I do at this point in my life because I learned the hard way on so many things that I think that's wise. And so that will also cut down on any kind of imbalances or any kind of sensitivities. But yeah, so that's my answer to that.
Okay. So yes, I got a sample from you.
Oh,
Um,
she's talking about Master Nutrition now.
mhm.
Margarita and I met in
Actually,
person. She was on our team, by the way, to help us out for a little while. And when I went to Niagara Falls last September, we met up in person because she's in Canada. Hope you didn't mind me saying that.
yeah, no, no, that's great. Actually, let me ask, how long does it last after you open it?
2 years really. You want as least air as possible to get to it, so you want to keep it covered and all that. But the expirations, well, 2 years from when it's jarred, I get fresh product. So um, a year to be, completely safe. I mean, it's never going to go bad. It doesn't go bad. It just loses efficacy, loses nutrition because when you introduce light, to it and air. So that's why
Right,
it's in dark jars.
right. Yeah, so I definitely had a lot more energy, especially working on a team and, all you guys fast pace. I'm like mid 60s here trying to keep up with all you guys. So that was a good benefit. And you know what I also noticed, and maybe you can answer this. So any like gray that I had in my hair left, and then my hair took
Mm.
on a like an auburn tinge to it. So there's red in my family, but I don't really have red in my hair, but yeah, I thought, well, isn't that interesting? It's coloring my hair naturally.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
It's
cool.
possible that it's slowing down my grays. I don't color my hair. I put a little henna in it recently, but I definitely have some grays poking through. My son is almost totally gray. He's in his 30s. So possibly, I have not heard that of anywhere about that part. Energy is pretty common with a really good phytoplankton product. And my skin, I notice, is better. The more tetrasod I can take, uh,
Mm,
the better. Actually, the more of the whole formula, because there's been times when I've taken a lot more tetrasod that's in there and just a lot more nanochloropsis. And the more I take, the better I feel and the better my skin is. So I, for me, it does seem like it's the antioxidant effect. Uh, I have a dry bottom lip my whole life. I don't know what it is, no matter what I do. And the more antioxidants I can take in different forms, um, not necessarily different forms, but I do take them in different forms, the better that is. And that's an indication of how your whole body is healing, your skin is healing. So that is my canary in the coal mine is are my lips chapped today or lip chapped today. And if I do enough tetrasod, it just the turnover is a lot. The cause is still there, whatever it is. But the turnover rate for my skin is way better. Interesting. Well, I wish.
well, I gotta get some more.
Huh, you got more? What?
No, I gotta get some more.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know where to get it.
Yep.
So,
Thank
okay. Well, thank you so much for that. I think we'll make that work in the recording. Anyone else? You can open it up for really anything. At this point, it doesn't have to be about MasterNutrition. So this is MasterNutrition. This is MasterPeace. Just give you the size on these. This is Master Solargy. I happen to have everything here today. This is the size difference. 1 ounce, 4 ounces. Okay, this is the spray. This is Master Restore. This is going to be a black jar eventually. And this is Master Support. So it's a little bit, the jar is a little bit shorter. I don't know if this is going to be the same exact jar, but it's our powdered formulas that are slightly different that are both on our site now. We lobbied to keep Master Restore, Matt Senna and I. They was gonna go bye-bye, and we're like, why? Just have another one, have a different one if you want to do something different. So we got two now, two different powders. Go ahead, Sharissa. I'm gonna ask you to unmute.
What is the difference in all of those? I didn't
Oh,
see those last time I was on the website.
oh yeah, they're there. They're there now. Everything's there now.
I
I
mean,
know
that's a
Matt's done it
lot
on
to
it.
think about and kind of,
Okay, yeah, let's talk about it. So we know what Master Nutrition is. That's the only whole food, just all for nutrition purposes, even though it does a lot more. We have Masterpiece that everyone kind of knows what we're talking about there. Master Solar G is a 4 ounce bottle. Everything's going to be black labeled, by the way. So this is actually an old label one. Has it's obviously a bigger bottle, so it's got more plasma in it. Per bottle, it's the same amount of zeolite. Matt's gonna tell me if I'm saying something wrong. Same amount of zeolite, but this has more plasma in it. And this is designed specifically to be sprayed on your food. So it's similar to what Master Restore was designed for, to go into the gut and to remediate the gut, because we get toxified two major ways. One is big time what we're swallowing, even, the air that gets in our mouth, we're swallowing our saliva, and also what we're breathing in. So the idea was to get into the gut. Well, this, because things get in there, this, if you spray it on your food, there's some zeolite in there. And it's nano size, which is different than our Master Store. And you can possibly, that's the theoretic thinking anyway, and it's very good, is that it's going to bind to the food, and especially in your stomach, is going to bind to the positively charged things in your stomach. Therefore, it won't get to your cells. So we want to kind of cut it off at the pass. And it has a little bit of saltiness to it, because it is the sea plasma. So I don't notice any more salt, and it does not salty when I spray my food. You can spray drinks and if you want to as well. So that's what that's designed for. Um, Master Restore is our micronized powder. It's very fine micronized powder. I don't even think it's all micronized. I think is there some nano size in there, I think, Matt? But we have the other magic in this is that we found one of, if not the best, fulvic mineral suppliers. And we used the one that they have that's powder, because they have another kind too. And so we put that in there too. So it's really a powerhouse for your gut. You're getting a lot of mineralization. It's 20% based on size is going to stay in your gut. You want that. The rest is going to go to get absorbed, and it's going to get stuff that now Masterpiece doesn't have to get. Masterpiece can go where it needs to go at the nano size and get the real kind of deep stuff. Not that this isn't going to go deep, because powders do, but deeper. Master Support is brand new, and this has sodium bicarb and potassium bicarb instead of the fulvic minerals. Fulvic minerals that are slightly acidic, you often maybe hear them referred to as folic acid. And but this is just a different idea, and that was to alkalinize the gut. I flip-flop between the two. I don't notice a difference yet. I only used this once so far. It's brand new to me. So I think my recommendation, if someone was to get both of those, is the best time of day to do the powders is in the morning when you have an empty stomach. And so choose one. I would choose Master Support. because that's going to alkalinize your system after your night's rest. You're going to wake up, you're more acidic than you are any other time of the day. So it kind of just helps, alkalinize your gut, get that zeolite in there. And then if you want to do another dose of a powdered zeolite, do the Master Restore at night. Um, or switch it around if you want to,
Yeah, but
But
cost wise, I gotta watch it right now. But
yeah, and so
my
cost wise,
stomach it needs alkalizing, so I think
sure.
I need the alkalizing one, which was Master Support. You said
Master support. So let me finish. So if someone was to just do the dose in the morning, what I suggest is if you can, at least over time, maybe get both jars in your pantry at some point, is flip-flop them. Do one day and one the other day, unless you really feel called to getting more of the alkaline. And it's very light. It's not heavy like putting a half a teaspoon of baking powder or soda rather in your water. It's not even that much. So if that calls to you more, then I would try that. Go ahead, Juliet. I'll unmute you.
Yes, hi. Wow, such great information. I really enjoy the Zoom call. Um, Wanted to know the product. Is it in the back office? Is in our accounts ready to for sale? And what's the price?
Talking about Master Nutrition?
Yes.
Yes, there is no back office for products. Your back office means that is where your account information is, including your
Yeah,
referral
that's
links and
what I
things like
mean.
that.
Uh-huh.
So what do you mean, is it in the back office? Then I'm not sure what you mean.
All right. Sorry, let me rephrase the question. A
Okay.
product is ready that we can order it from our accounts?
Yes, you can order it whether you have an account or not, but you're going to get a slight discount if you're logged into your account. Just go to our
Right.
shop page. Shop page
Mm-hmm.
is going to have all of our products there, Master Nutrition. I wouldn't do this presentation unless it was ready, and I waited
Yeah.
a long time to do this because it wasn't quite ready. So I wanted it to be ready so that people didn't
Yeah.
have to wait once they heard all the juicy bits.
Yeah, this is really juicy because I haven't logged into my account in forever. So I need to really get going again. So thank you so much.
Go ahead, Matt.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah, just a quick suggestion is you don't need to log in to order. One reason why somebody would want to log in to order is to get discounts automatically applied. I totally get that. But there's actually an option to apply those same discounts without logging in, and it's with using any coupon code. The only time you'll be able to use a coupon code will be if you're checking out on our website when you're not logged in. So, if you see the coupon code there, then you're not logged in and you're not getting the discounts that we offer when logged in. Gosh, there's a lot of words. It's really not all that complicated. So if you don't want to log in, just use a coupon code. Masterpiece is a coupon code that works. Um, so if you ever get stuck with login and you're like, I would just want to order, don't bother. Check out as a guest and use a coupon code like Masterpiece.
The Master Nutrition is a 60-day supply. So I will say this. If you order it and you're getting a scoop with it. Now, we did have some that went out without scoops. So we're glad that we didn't put on blast that we were ready to go because we had some snafus from the fulfillment center. You're getting a scoop. If it's a bamboo scoop, a fancy high-end scoop, that's the one I was looking for a long time. You're good to go. Just a level scoop. If it's a plastic scoop, it might be too big. It might be, well, you just need half. So there is plastic scoops that are exactly eighth of a teaspoon, and it's very tiny. Like if I had them, I would show you, and I do have them, but it's too late to get them. And the other one is just twice that big. It will say on the very small scoop, I think it's like 1 cc, or you at least see the cc. And on the bigger plastic scoop, it's going to look more like a fourth teaspoon. Don't fill that up. So if you get the scoop that's a little bigger, just maybe use an eighth teaspoon in your kitchen and see and fill that up and see, but it's going to be half. So but it's at your discretion. One, you can quadruple that dose. I do it often, and I just keep feeling better and better the more I take. I haven't OD'd or anything yet. I haven't said, oh boy, I shouldn't have taken that much. So It just happens to be, it's one of those things where how much can I afford to take? So, but based on the testings, the studies, what we have for a daily dose, 1/8 teaspoon is going to get you into the realm of what was tested for. Similar to Masterpiece, you don't have to go much over four drops twice a day or 5 drops twice a day. That's what our testing has been done on for the most part. There are some testing studies that have been done at much more, but there was no control to show that we could have maybe received the same outcome with a lower dose. We don't know. We just wanted to make sure that we were going to get our desired outcome and see if Masterpiece could do it. That's the skinny on that. So the same idea. A little dab will do you, but for the high performers or those that just really want to test things out, feel free. Go ahead, Matt.
Well, I just want to say I'm excited about some of the nutritional profile, a lot about the nutritional profile on Master Nutrition. Superoxide dismutase stealing the show for that, I'm sure. But I've been learning about Morley Robbins' perspective on copper iron balance in the body and the importance of bioavailable copper. And first of all, like, whole food source of copper increases that bioavailable thing, which is great. And that's in the Master Nutrition. Then you also got bio vitamin A. I mean, I got like synthetic vitamin A poisoning from Accutane, and I'm
Oh,
not all over vitamin A. I wouldn't like take it as an isolate supplement, but it's in cod liver, which I've responded really well to. It's in Master Nutrition, which I've really responded well to. And vitamin A is super important according to Morley Robbins, who is pretty famous at this point for something called the root cause protocol. So I'm repeating some of his information here. Vitamin A is important, biovitamin A, like biomatrix from cod liver, like, I think in this plankton, um, helps to convert copper into bioavailable copper via ceruloplasm. So this can like fix anemia without even touching iron is the what this kind of logic can do, is what it seems. So like I give blood, I take chelators, and I think I'm lowering my toxic iron, and then I take stuff that does rebuild my blood and oxygenate my body in a fundamental way. And for me, I think this good bioavailable copper and vitamin A is part of that picture, and I'll be getting that big time from Master Nutrition, and I do, and I think it's really exciting. And looking at that plankton stuff in relation to Morley's material is pretty interesting.
mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Yep. You're welcome. Anyone that said thank you, and we'll see you next time. Good to see you, Margarita, and everyone else. Great to see everybody.